Okay, for part 2, we're going to go ahead and dive into the home control section. So we're going to start off by creating a new scene. I'm going to call mine main floor HC for home control. Now we want the first scene to cover the entire screen. Go ahead and make sure it stretches all the way out to the edges and the top and bottom. Go ahead and hit the back button and then the plus sign. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to add an image for the background. We're going to go ahead and select an image. Go ahead and hit the tasker back button. We're going to press and hold and set as background. Now as you can see with this scene, the blueprint doesn't cover the entire screen. We need the room on the left hand side so we can add in our buttons. And when we create our next two scenes, we want them to only cover the blueprint area. So that way when you're switching between main floor, second floor, garage, third floor, whatever scenes you end up creating in this, that we don't get it, I guess what you would call a flicker, where it would show the home screen or your main menu of the app. So let's go ahead and hit the tasker back button. We're going to create a new scene. And I'm going to call mine second floor. HC again. Now this one is a little difficult. We want to try and cover just enough screen that we'll be able to get the buttons beside it, so we may have to come back and resize later on. And then hit the plus button. And then we're going to go ahead and add a new image for the background. And again, we're going to name this one background. Go ahead and select an image. And then go ahead and hit the tasker back button, and again press and hold and hit set as background. And go ahead and hit the tasker back button. And we're going to, in my case, I'm going to create another scene. It all depends on how many areas you want in your thing. So this one I'm going to go ahead and call garage. HC. And again, we want to go top to bottom with these ones. And again, try and leave enough room for the buttons. Hit the plus button. And then we're going to go ahead and select image for our background again. Select your image. And go ahead and hit the tasker back button and long press and set as background. And we can go ahead and hit the tasker back button again. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to go into the main floor HC. So the first thing we created. We're going to go ahead and hit the plus button. We're going to add an image, and now we're going to add in a button. So I'm going to name mine main floor. I'm going to go ahead and select an image. And then we're going to go over to tap, and we're going to add 2 destroy scenes. We're going to go ahead and select second floor and hit the tasker back button. And then we're going to add another destroy scene. And we're going to set it to garage HC. And go ahead and hit the tasker back button. And hit the tasker back button again. And then we're going to move it over, resize it so it fits how we want. We're going to go ahead and add another button. I'm going to call mine second floor. Go ahead and select an image for your button. We're going to go over to tap. We're going to do a show scene. We're going to select second floor. We're going to set it as overlay blocking. We want it set all the way to the right, and we can leave it in center. And uncheck show exit button. We're going to hit the tasker back button. We're going to add another action. And we're going to add a wait. We're going to set it to 200 milliseconds. Go ahead and hit the tasker back button. We're going to add another action. We're going to do destroy scene. And we're going to select the garage one. Go ahead and hit the tasker back button. And the tasker back button again. And again, resize your button and position it as you like. And then go ahead and hit the plus button again. Select image. We're going to call this button Garage. We're going to go ahead and select a local image and select our button for the garage scene. We're going to go over to tap. We're going to add a show scene. We want to select the garage HC. Again, overlay blocking all the way to the right and uncheck show exit button. Hit the tasker back button. Now we're going to add a 200 millisecond wait again. Then we're going to add in a destroy scene. And we're going to select second floor and go ahead and hit the tasker back button and hit the tasker back button again. And then place your button as you would like. Because we're going to use overlay blocking to show this scene, we need to add a method to exit. So we're going to go ahead and click the plus button. I'm going to use text. Just going to name it main menu. And my text is also going to be main menu. And then I'm going to change the text size a little bit. I'm also going to change the text color. And then we're going to go ahead and select tap. We're going to add in a destroy scene. And the first one we're going to do main floor HC. We're going to add 2 more destroy scenes. We're going to go ahead and select the garage HC and second floor HC for the other one. And of course, if you're doing more than the 3 scenes I've set up, you of course would have to add those in here as well. Go ahead and hit the tasker back button and tasker back button again. And it looks like I need to make my text a little bit bigger. And then go ahead and place the button wherever you would like. And I'm just going to resize my text a little bit quick. And then go ahead and hit the tasker back button. Now we're going to add a launch method to one of our menus. So I'm going to use my right menu. I'm going to use text to launch it. So I'm going to name this one Home Control. And same for my text. And then we're going to go ahead and select tap. We're going to add in a show scene. We're going to have it show the main floor. We're going to set it as overlay blocking. We can leave it centered, and we're going to go ahead and uncheck show exit button. And then hit the tasker back button. We're going to add in a destroy scene. We're going to have it destroy the right menu. Go ahead and hit the tasker back button. And again, to get us back out to the main menu. And go ahead and move it to the location you would like. And now we're going to go ahead and go back out to the main menu. We're going to go over to task, go to our remote task, and hit play. Now when I slide my finger, I have my right menu pop out with home control. Go ahead and click it. And as you can see, we've got the main floor set up. So when I hit second floor, it should show up. And as you can see, I didn't get my scene quite big enough, so I'll show you how to resize. And same with garage. And then if I open up garage, I can hit main menu and it takes us right back to the main app. So let's go ahead and hit the back button and I'll show you how to resize. So we're going to go into second floor HC. we're going to hit the magnifying glass. We're going to select the finger and hit resize. And then we're just going to stretch it out to be big enough that we think it'll cover. And then go ahead and hit the back button and the tasker back button. We're going to go ahead and try and resize the garage while we're at it. Hit the magnifying glass again and the finger icon. Select resize. And go ahead and hit the back button and the tasker back button. And we'll go back over to tasks and we'll launch and see what we get. So now we get second floor overlay perfectly. And looks like the garage does as well. So we can go ahead and hit the main menu to take us back to the main part of the app and hit the back button to be back in Tasker. Okay, so now we'll jump back over to our scenes. We'll go ahead and go into our main floor and I'll show you how to add in some built-in icons. So I'm going to go ahead and start by hitting the plus button, selecting image. I'm going to name mine living room lights. Then I'm going to select image. I'm going to select built-in icon this time. And then I'm going to select the light bulb. And then I'm going to go ahead and go into tap. I'm going to add in a net action and HTTP GET. And we're going to use our IP address and port number that we set up for our TCP server and Voxcommando. And then we're going to go ahead and go to path. We're going to use /API /vc.triggerEvent. And then we're going to use two ampersigns. And then we're going to, first one's going to be our event. So we're going to go ahead and go lights. And then two more ampersigns to add in our payload. Which in this case for me is just going to be LR for living room. We're going to scroll down. We're going to select continue task after error. And then go ahead and hit the tasker back button. And tasker back button again. And resize and then position exactly where you'd want her. To make things a little easier, let's go ahead and open up the light bulb that we just made. Go to tap, and then we're just going to press and hold and copy the HTTP GET action. We're going to hit tasker back button. Now we're going to use that when we create our slider. So let's go ahead and hit the plus button and select slider. And go ahead and name your slider for whatever you'd like. I'm going to name mine LR dim for living room dim. I'm going to set my minimum to 0, my max to 10 because I only dim my lights in 10% increments. I want my default to be at 10. Then we're going to go ahead and go over to value selected. We're going to create a new action. We're going to use variable set. And in my case, I'm going to name it LR lights for living room lights. And I'm going to set it to %new_val. And this is where your value will be stored when you move that dimmer back and forth, is in %new_val. And then we're going to switch it over to be LR lights so we can use it in our action. So let's go ahead and hit the tasker back button. And then we're just going to press and hold and paste. Now as you can see, it always puts the HTTP at the top, so go ahead and just drag that down so it's on the second command. And then we're going to go back in and we're going to modify our vc.triggerEvent. So in my case, I'm going to add in dim as my event. And then I'm going to use %LR lights as my payload. So let's go ahead and hit the tasker back button. And hit the tasker back button again. And then go ahead and move it to where we'd like. And that should do it for part 2. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed.